Hi and welcome back to the channel. This is Right everybody, and my name's Kevin, and I've just received my first BP Pulse Uber bill for the EV, and it's, there we go, can you see it? $13.99, and that's with the discounts and the Uber £250 offer for 3 months. So let's have a look at the breakdown and then we'll compare it to other suppliers. Now, last month, which this relates to, I used about 50% of the charging I did was at BB Pulse because I got my £250 free credit, so I used that. About 40% was with Tesla and about 10% was with Ionity. So normally though it'd be mainly Tesla, but because of the offer I headed off to BP Pulse for 50% of the time. So let's look at the breakdown. Total kilowatt that I charged up with was, can you see that? 538 kilowatts I charged with, and the price was £307.82. Now that's priced at the standard BP subscription rate of 69p a kilowatt, because I mainly just use 150 kilowatt chargers. So it was 69p a kilowatt, which is your standard subscription rate. Now the Uber rate is 49p a kilowatt because you get a special offer with Uber, and I think you have to spend, well, you have to charge up over about 180 kilowatts, and then that 49p kilowatt comes into effect. So that's why I think the discount, how much of a discount did I get? 600, can we see that? I don't know. The discount though was 369, no, credits £355. So my total was £369.38 minus £355.40, leaving £13.99. Now I think that's done because there's two offers. Offer one is a 49p a kilowatt hour pricing for Uber drivers. Offer two is £250 discount, free charging. So what it looks like they've done is they've calculated the 49p a kilowatt hour first, which gives me about £105 discount on that, 69p, and then they've added the £250 discount to give to £355 discount in total. I think that's how they've done it, rather than just subtract £250, because the invoicing shows the 69p a kilowatt hour. It shows you where you charged up, how much, and the price. So that's all that 69p. Then they apply the Uber discount, and then they apply the Uber £250 credit. So all very good. £13.99. I'm not sure how it's done. I think that's the way it's done. I don't care. £13.99. I'm happy with that. But let's see how that's going to compare with other companies and other charging, because you'll be surprised at just how expensive you can get to charge up. So we'll use this 338 kilowatts as our basis. It's only about 50% of my monthly charge, but it's to give you a good idea as to the costs involved. Okay, so let's have a look at this and compare the prices to some other suppliers. So you're going to use the basis of energy bought as being 538 kilowatts, which is what we did in this bill. And my fuel economy is about 4.4 over the long term in the Ioniq 5. Probably going to change in the winter, but at the moment I'm averaging 4.4. I have got up to 5.8, 4.9, but we'll use 4.4 So with a standard Pulse BP subscription, it's 69p kilowatt. That would give £371 charge. Now my actual bill is slightly below that because on one of those charges I used the 50 kilowatt hour charger at Western, and that's priced slightly less than the 150 kilowatt chargers I use at the BP Malpass. But let's just stick to the one so we don't overcomplicate things. So £371 under standard BP Pulse subscription. That's $8.95 a month, I think. But at the moment, and I say at the moment, Uber drivers get that subscription free. So that's how standard price 69p. That gives 16 pence per mile. Now, if you spend over a certain amount on Uber, you get it for 49p a kilowatt hour on these superchargers. So that would bring the price down to £264. Normally, without a £250 discount. And that averages out at about 11 pence a mile. Now that is the same cost per mile as my Ioniq Hybrid was costing with petrol at 1.46 a litre. So that's about what I was using in the Ioniq Hybrid before I bought the EV. Now here we go, we compare that to the chargers. Instavolt charges 89p. As far as I know, there's no subscription discount you can get. So that's 89p. Gonna cost me £478. That's 20p a mile in electric compared to 11 pence. GridServe is normally 79p a kilowatt, and that would bring the bill to £425 instead of £264 with BP. That's 18 pence a mile. Dragon, which is widespread in Wales, they don't have any hyperchargers, they just do fast chargers at 50 kilowatt and below. They charge 65p a kilowatt. So with them, it would cost £350 for the same amount of electricity compared to 264 with the BP Pulse subscription. That works out at 15 pence a mile. Now we move on to the deals. These are the ones I pay for. I pay £10.50 a month for membership of Ionity Passport Power. That gives me 44p a kilowatt cost. So £237 for that same amount of electricity, or 10 pence a mile in costs. I've rounded all these up to the nearest penny. So that's a penny cheaper than BP Pulse. So not too big a difference, but it's still a difference. And certainly half the cost of Instavolt and almost half the cost of GridServe, 75% or 50% the cost of Dragon. So let's look at Tesla. This is why if you don't have a Tesla charger superstation near you, you really need to have home charging. But if you've got a Tesla public charger near you, you can get away with Tesla. So Tesla peak is 43p. It changes at different stations. My local one is the one at the Celtic Manor Hotel. They charge 43p a peak time. I know the one at Cardiff charges slightly less. I think it's 42 or 41 peak. But that gives me £231. Now you compare that £231 with Instavolt's £478, you can see how important Tesla is if you're an Uber or an airport transfer driver or a private hire driver in an EV. Tesla is the way to go. That gives me 10 pence a mile, slightly less than the Ioniq Hybrid I was running. But the off-peak, it's 34p, and that's where I try and charge up most with. And once this BP offer with Uber has finished and that £250 finishes, I'll be going back to Tesla. Off-peak, it's £8.95, £8.99 a month the app is, but you get 34p a kilowatt hour off-peak, £183 for that same amount of electric. You'll be paying £478 for with Instavolt crazy difference. And that works out at 8p a mile. That's okay, I can do that. I've seen Tesla off-peak a lot lower than that, down at Heathrow. I think it's between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning. If you're a night owl, you can get it as low as 20p a kilowatt. So that's not quite as low as home charging, but not far off. So you have to check out your local Teslas. Each one's slightly different, offers bigger discounts than others. But this is why I'll still stick with Tesla once this £250 offer is over, because Tesla is the way to go. But BP Pulse at 49p, if we keep it at 49p and we don't lose it, more about that in another video, it's 11 pence, so it's not too bad. But I honestly, Tesla are the ones I'm happy to pay for because they're local to me. I only use the one at Mega. There's not many around at the moment, but that big one at Swansea is going to be opening soon, and that's going to make a big difference for me. BP Pulse, not a lot of them around in Wales, BP stations, certainly nothing much past Cardiff. You go west of Cardiff, you won't find anything really. So, yeah, Tesla, it's a lifesaver as an airport transfer and Uber driver. But that's my quick look at my first bill from BP Pulse Uber offer, $13.99. That saved me over £300, £350 off. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope that's proved useful to you, especially comparing some of these prices. You can see just how bad InstaVolt, GridServe, Dragon are. You can't make a profit if you pay 85 or 89 or 79p or even 65p a kilowatt. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, safe driving.